A lot can happen in a week. Some of it good, some of it bad, some of it downright ugly. When faced with intriguing developments in the week's news, we turn to a rotating panel of non-experts to parse the good, the bad, and the ugly of it all. On today's panel, Jack Young, head of the University of Houston's Professional Actor Training Program, Raul Ramos, associate professor of history at UH, and Joy Sewing, news columnist for the Houston Chronicle. Jack, Raul, Joy, welcome to Houston Matters.
Hi,
Good morning, Craig.
Panel, a Halloween display in Houston's second ward has been stirring controversy for the last week. As Houston Public Media's Michael Adkinson reports, it's raised quite the scuttlebutt on the socials, sparking debate about immigration, free speech, and political violence. It features two masked mannequins wearing red hats with zip ties and envelopes labeled Epstein in their pockets, hanging from gallows, while another mannequin in a poncho stands next to them and beneath a Mexican flag. The display is just part of the many Halloween decorations put up by Houstonian Mark Rodriguez outside his home. Some are convinced the hanging mannequins are supposed to be ICE agents. Rodriguez denies that. He also says he's received some threats on social media, but that there's law enforcement all over his neighborhood, so if anybody tries anything, well, hopefully the cops are there to pick them up. A Houston resident's Halloween display is, we'll say, political. Is this good, bad, or ugly? Raul Ramos, start us off.
Well, you're starting with me?
Sure.
Look, I'll start by saying it's ugly. It's Halloween. It's meant to be ugly, right? This is a time. Halloween is when we talk about being terrified. I feel that this connects with the idea of terror in so many ways, and the terror from the past and the terror in the present. I'll start by saying there's a clear reference to lynching here that I don't think is mistakable. It's And in the history of lynchings were meant to terrorize the population. They were public for a reason, and they were targeted at black and brown populations. Over 500 Mexican people were lynched in the American Southwest, and over 230 in the history of Texas. So I teach Texas history. I'm aware of that. I feel like we need to talk about that when it comes up. I'll also say that people are being terrorized now. And I think that's the message that I see is, look, there's terror all around us. We need to acknowledge that.
All right. Good, bad, or ugly? Joy Sewing.
I think I would totally agree. When you see something like this and you see the lynching aspect, it screams, this is a deplorable act of violence. This is more than just free speech. This is saying, a reign, almost like a reign of terror in a way.
I thought of Robespierre at that point.
Absolutely, and I don't know if anyone has seen The Handmaid's Tale, but lynching is very much a part of the theme of that series. And when you see that, you know that it has more. It's more than just horror. This is hate. This is extreme violence, and it's ugly.
Okay, good, bad, or ugly? Jack Young.
Yeah, I'll ride the wave with these folks, and I'll stand up for this gentleman putting things up in his yard, and the fact that it is inspiring conversation. I think all the conversations can work as long as whatever your response is ends 6 inches short of my nose, I think is one of the popular ideas about it. The fact that we're talking is, I think, part of his agenda. And his interest in letting other folks interpret it as they will is all part of the artistic effort. So I guess that's a nice Sunday full of good, bad, and ugly. So chocolate, vanilla, strawberry as a mix there.
We don't think it's so much as Neapolitan as the term we use is gadly.
Yeah.
If it's good, it's bad, it's ugly,
yeah.
it's gadly.
So, yeah, and if his interest is for folks to start talking, he's done well.
Panel, it's a little unusual for SAG-AFTRA to condemn an actor. After all, the union represents them. But Tilly Norwood is not your typical actor. Technically, Norwood is not an actor at all. She, or it, I'm not sure how to handle this one, is AI. And creator Elena von der Velgen of Particle 6 Productions recently claimed multiple talent agents want to sign Norwood, which, again, I'm not sure about the syntax, has appeared in videos on Instagram, can technically perform monologues, and is in many ways convincingly human-looking, sounding, and behaving. The Acting Guild in a statement says creativity is and should remain human-centered and that it is, quote, opposed to the replacement of human performers by synthetics. Van der Velden argues Norwood is not a replacement for a human being, but a creative work, a piece of art. She compares Norwood to animation, puppetry, and CGI. When shown Norwood during a podcast interview with Variety, very real and very human actor Emily Blunt replied, "Good Lord, we're screwed. That is really, really scary. Come on, agencies, don't do that. Please stop." The next big movie star could be an AI avatar. Is this good, bad, or ugly? Guess where I'm starting. Jack Young.
Well, I mean, on a certain level, I certainly understand our creative friends at Particle 6 doing it. My real concern is I'm worried from my position here at Good, Bad, and Ugly, because this could turn into Space Ghost Coast to Coast, flipped over. And Craig would be the live person, but then they're going to turn me into some avatar or something.
How do you know I'm not AI? Do you really know?
I think I could put my hand through Jack right now.
I stopped seeing being a human being. Yeah, it's coming. It's going to come. I don't think Miss Blunt has to worry too much about it. Her talents and skills are going to thrive no matter what. So, and I watched the quick video of all the CGI-generated people being so excited about Tilly, and there's a sort of chalky taste in my mouth after I watch those people. Like those, I mean, watch those images because they're not people,
right?
And so there is a kind of strange film about it. Maybe eventually folks will find it appealing. There will be a day down the line where we will point to Flo from her 20-some years of doing progressive and saying, that actually was a human being 30 years doing the same role in the same kind of costume and hair and makeup and all that. But it's coming, so it will work. Like everything else with technology, the top folks will always do fine.
Do you see a distinction between this and CG characters that have appeared in films, whether we're talking about your Golems or General Tarkin showing up in a Star Wars prequel, even though Peter Cushing died years ago?
Or Roger Rabbit, which was this giant innovation we thought that was really cool, that there's an animated rabbit running around with live people before. And so isn't this cool? Well, yeah, I suppose. It will all get mixed together. There's still people behind it. It may not be the same set of people, but it'll be people.
Okay, good, bad, or ugly, Raul.
I have to say that I immediately thought of my childhood, which was Max Headroom. Remember from MTV?
Sure.
The VJ on MTV who introduced all the videos. And it was a sort of novelty there. And it was clearly that wasn't what we would think of as AI. It was just sort of splicing and animation with some voice.
With actor Matt Frewer, actually.
Oh, is that who it was?
Yeah.
And look, there was one part of this that it sort of drew me to, which was how we're thinking of the products of AI, in this case, recreations of people, as humans. I mean, if you're being represented, who are you actually representing? And so it's the who part that I'm sort of interested in. And I mean, we are in this gray area right now of robot rights, I guess. There was, been a couple of articles. My kids introduced me to the term clanker, which was a sort of a derogatory term towards robots. And so now there's clanker rights movements and things like that. So I'm not sure what it is for CGI. For the animated AI. It could be pixel. I don't know what the insult is that you could call someone.
All right, good, bad, or ugly, Joy.
I don't know. I'm kind of torn because, I watched Avatar and I remember seeing that movie and thinking, oh, that's really interesting and it's kind of cool. But when you talk about having someone star in a movie, well, not someone.
There you go.
That is AI. I think the question is that are they representing the person, that AI, as a person, and do they compete in the categories of best actor or actress like a regular person? Now there is I don't know if you all heard, there's an R&B star who just got a $3 million contract, and she's completely AI. She was created by a Mississippi poet. and she is like wowing the whole R&B music area. And I just think, wow, what happens to the people who are actually have the talent? You know, what happens to that?
Yeah,
what happens to them?
There's still a poet behind it, though.
That is true, but again, this AI character who is not real, and is beautiful, and it's. I guess it's where we are, but I'm concerned about where we're going.
I have 2 words for you all: Milli Vanilli.
Hey!
I need to move on here.
Okay.
Panel, it's a scenario we have been anticipating could be an issue ever since self-driving cars came along. Who gets the ticket when one of them is pulled over? And it turns out in Northern California anyway, nobody. San Bruno Police Department officers last weekend were conducting a DUI operation. Yes, a DUI checkpoint. Hang in there. When a car made an illegal U-turn right in front of them. So they pulled it over and, of course, found no driver. It was a Waymo taxi. As the AP's Janie Haar reported Tuesday, officers declined to write a ticket because, as a department social media post explained, their citation books don't have a box for robot. Officers did contact the company to report what they called a glitch. A lot of human drivers weren't too happy, though, that the company got away without a ticket. But as a department officer explained, under current procedures, police can only ticket a human driver or operator for a moving violation. If it was a parking ticket, they could have left it on the windshield. The LA Times reports that next year, a new state law will allow police to report moving violations to the DMV, and that could result in penalties for companies like Waymo. All right, a self-driving car would seem gets off with a warning. I don't know if it had to walk a line or recite the alphabet backwards, but is this good, bad, or ugly, Joy?
I think it's kind of bad. One, I'm concerned of how does a driverless car make an illegal U-turn? Aren't they supposed to be like, it's supposed to be a better form of driving?
Thus the glitch, yes.
And 2, if I have to pay a ticket, surely somebody behind that car has to pay a ticket. That's what I have to say about that.
All right. Jack?
Amen. The robot overlords are going to have to be checked somehow. So they don't get off scot-free. No way. And there's some coder somewhere. It's going to come out of that person's check.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Raul?
Absolutely. It's bad. You know, like, what a clanker. I think that's that was what I thought. Look, it's one of my pet peeves. It's this idea that that either AI or these, whether it's the image that's created by AI or the car that's being driven by AI, it's making choices, but it's making choices within preset parameters that programmers wrote. Ultimately, it's not real intelligence. It's the artificial part of artificial intelligence, and that's squarely on the company and the entire operation that they're running.
Yep.
And we can't, think that there's some being behind that.
Absolutely.
Well, and you don't get a pass. Oh, you only get a 93 on that test. So the 7 points is actually you just ran over somebody.
What I'm waiting for, what I think will eventually happen here, is that there will be an AI driver in a driverless car that mows down a Halloween display that was courting controversy, and it'll all come together and no one will be blamed.
And that's your, what did you call that before? Good, bad, ugly, good.
Oh, Gadley.
Yeah, that is your
Gadley.
ultimate Gadley.
Gadley.
What a Gadley
Ultimate
outcome.
Gadley.
Yes.
You're wishing this into existence, Craig.
It's going to happen.
That's what
Like
AI
so
does.
many
It
things.
takes your wishes as it makes them real.
Jack Young is a professor of theater and head of the University of Houston's Professional Actor Training Program. Raul Ramos is an associate professor of history at UH. Joy Sewing is a news columnist with the Houston Chronicle. Jack, Raul, Joy, thank you very much.
Thank
Have a
you,
good
Craig.
Weekend.